of the Bonds Barbershop brands, Mike Taylor Education, the Great British Barbering Academy, and author of the Mike Taylor Education Resource Book. Been a barber for nearly 30 years and I love it. Been teaching barbering for 15 years. So I've been around the circuit for a long time. And I absolutely love barbering, I love the trade, I love educating. So I really hope you've enjoyed this video lesson and get what you need out of it. But if you don't, I'm the sort of guy I'm always happy to help. So drop me an email at info@miketayloreducation.com if there's any questions you need answered or anything you need to ask me at all. Anyway, enjoy the lesson. Blow drying and styling. Health and safety. You will need to maintain good personal appearance. This is important because we are part of the fashion industry, so make sure that you've showered, your teeth are brushed and well kept, and your hair's groomed. You've got a nice, neat and tidy appearance. We are part of the fashion industry, and a good appearance and looking professional will make clients want to come to you. Maintain clean and hygienic work area. Well, this is good for two reasons. First, looking professional, and second, the maintaining the high professional appearance of your barbershop, your establishment and you. Clean and sterilise tools and equipment. This is vital in our industry to maintain professionalism, avoid cross-contamination. My pet hate is when you have combs and brushes with teeth missing. Really, your equipment should be key, they should be clean, and if you do lose any teeth, make sure you throw that comb away and update it. Minimise hazards and risks. With this, you want to make sure your equipment is PAP tested if it's over 12 months old. Don't leave trailing wires which people could trip over. After shampooing or maybe wetting the hair down, if there's any water spillages, clean them up immediately. Use of appropriate PPE. Both yourself and your client should always have appropriate PPE. So with blow drying, I'd say make sure there's a towel if water's dripping, that you've dried off the hair properly, and the client has a gown on to protect their clothing. Follow health and safety legislation. Make sure you're aware of the specific legislations relevant to your role. We are all responsible for being environmentally friendly. This is really important in this day and age. We all need to do our bit for the planet. So reduce management and waste. Separate your recycling from general waste. Reduce energy uses where you can. Turn off light switch, plug sockets when you're not using them. Reduce water usage. Turn off the taps in between each shampoo, for instance. Use recyclable and eco-friendly furniture. In my barbershops, I love the old-fashioned look, so I'm often going and using old-fashioned coffee tables, stuff that's been used before, and upcycling it. Use organic and allergy-free products. And with environmentally friendly products, what they're saying is the packaging. Think of shampoo, for instance, how big them plastic bottles are. Now think about maybe using soap bars, because soap bars can just come with a cardboard wrapping, so it's much better for the environment. Factors that may affect the blow drying service. Density and texture. You'd need to consider using smaller sections for thicker hair to ensure that you've got the hair completely dry. Elasticity. Elasticity. If the hair has poor elasticity, maybe you don't need to use so much tension. Porosity, hair growth patterns, head and face shape. Head and face shape is very important with blow drying. If someone's got a round face, sometimes it's better if you can to advise them to maybe get a bit of height onto their haircut to slim down their face. But if someone's got a long face, you try and advise against them having their hair in a pump, for instance. So always consider the head and face shape when blow drying. Lifestyle. Again, it's okay doing this fancy cut that needs a lot of maintenance and a lot of grooming, but if the guy says he's got to be on a train at 5:30 in the morning, I wouldn't advise too much work to be done maintenance wise on their haircut. So always consider lifestyles. The haircut, well, basically, if it was a French crop, you wouldn't be drying it back. So dry it in the way that it was meant to be. Allergies, infections and infestations, scalp sensitivity, hair loss. This is a good one, especially with men, as 50% of them suffer with this. Sometimes if a man is losing a bit of hair, they want it dried in a specific way that makes it cover it up a little bit. So don't be frightened to ask them questions and extract that image from them. The science explained. Hair is mostly comprised of a hard and fibrous protein called keratin. Keratin is made up of amino acids and peptide bonds. These amino acids and peptide bonds form polypeptide chains. Polypeptide chains are held together by permanent and temporary bonds. They are inside the cortex layer of the hair. So if you can look at this diagram here of the hair, on the outside you've got the cuticle, and the main bit in the middle is the cortex, and then the little bit right in the middle is the medulla. The way that I always try to explain this is, think of a pencil. The outside of the pencil is the colour, the paint. The inside, the wood, that would be your cortex, and the lead is the medulla. So the cuticles, say the red or yellow paint, the cortex is the wood, and the medulla is the lead. Permanent bonds. The permanent bonds are called disulfide bonds. They are broken by chemicals such as permin or chemically straightening products. Temporary bonds. The temporary bonds are called hydrogen and salt bonds. They are broken by water. For example, when shampooing hair or through humidity in the hair. Heat can also break the temporary bonds. For example, when straightening hair. Hair can be naturally curly, wavy or straight. It is held in its natural shape by the permanent and temporary bonds. Hair's natural shape is called alpha keratin. When hair has become wet, dried and stretched into a new shape, it's known as beta keratin. As you can see in the first picture, hair in its natural shape is called alpha keratin. You can see the hydrogen and salt bonds linked together. When the hair becomes wet, as in the second image, the hydrogen and salt bonds break, allowing the hair to stretch up to 50%. When you blow dry the hair, you can mould the hair into its new shape, as seen in picture 3, by stretching and reforming the bonds. This new shape is known as beta keratin. When the hair next gets wet, through shampooing, rain or humidity, the hair will return to alpha keratin. Hygroscopic. Hair is hygroscopic, meaning it has the ability to absorb water. Humidity. Humidity is the moisture in the air. Because hair is hygroscopic, it will absorb the moisture and the hair will return to alpha keratin. Techniques. Now we'll go through some techniques in blow drying. Tension. Pulling the hair with the tension as you dry it will make the style last longer. When blow drying curly hair straight, you will need a lot more tension than straight or wavy hair. Ensure the tension is firm, but without causing discomfort to your client. Airflow. The airflow should always be away from the client's scalp to prevent discomfort or burning. Always keep the hairdryer moving, as keeping it on one area could create damage to the hair and scalp. The airflow should follow the cuticle direction to help smooth the cuticle scales and leave a smooth finish. Angles. The angles of the brush and airflow will affect the amount of root lift and volume you achieve. Lifting the brush away from the scalp will create more volume. Keep the brush closer to the scalp, you will create a flatter look. Cold air. Allowing the hair to cool will ensure that the bonds have been set into their new shape. If you take the tension off when the hair is still hot, some of the bonds will form back to their natural state. You can use the cold setting on your hairdryer. Now we'll go over the tools and equipment that you'll need to perform most blow drying with gents. Round brushes, they come in all different sizes. We don't tend to use a lot of round brushes in the barber shop, but some people like to do them if maybe they're doing a pomp, quiff sort of style at the front. Denman D5. This is one of my favourite brushes that I use for precision work. I use this when I'm doing flat tops, when I've got to keep drying off, cutting, drying. But it's also great for smooth finishes and really good for volume. The vent brush. Arguably the most used brush in the barbershop, well, definitely by me, because it gives nice natural finishes, but it's also good at giving volume and easy and nice to use. Bebop, great for scalp massage, also good for distributing products on hair. Now let's go over some product knowledge. There are two types of hair products. Styling, usually resin based, and should be applied to wet hair and dried in. This helps to support the finished look and protect the hair from the drying process. Finishing products, usually silicone based, and should be applied to dry hair to retain the finished style. To me, styling products, these are vital for the barbershop, but for some reason some barbers feel that they can't sell, or the clients don't want styling products, which I think is a load of rubbish. I mean, you look at most guys, they spend £80 plus on aftershave because that's what the media dictates to them. So why don't they want nice hair products? They do. They want to look after their hair. They want the best thing for their hair, and they want the hair looking the best it can. What would you rather do? Have a really nice scalp and hair, or your cheeks smelling lovely? But the thing with styling products is you don't have to be a salesperson to sell them. They will sell themselves. You've just got to use them and know about them. So let's do a little scenario. I'm going to call them Barber 1 and Barber 2. They're both exactly the same. They've done exactly the same haircut. So we're going to go to the end of the service. So they both dried off the guy's hair, and they've said to him, Barber 1 said, do you want anything in your hair, mate? And the guy said, oh, yes, please. So Barber 1, he's grabbed the pot that's nearest to him, dipped his fingers in it, threw it in his hair, showing him the back and sides. The guy says, thanks very much for taking his money. Barber 2, I said to the guy, what do you normally use in your hair? And he found out a little bit. And then he's recommended something and he's put it in and shown the guy how to use it. To me, I would agree 100%, and I think anyone else there would, if someone went to the guy straight after and said, who was the better barber, Barber 1 or Barber 2, they'd say Barber 2. Because he didn't try and sell it, he just done it, and that's part of your job, and you've got to remember that. Blow drying's essential, and styling is essential, and using styling products is essential in our job. So do it properly and the sales will come. So let's go through the styling products. Gel, best for keeping hair stationary, holding shape and creating a wet look finish. Wax, best for managing very thick hair, giving shine and control to shortcuts. Everything in between messy bedhead looks to more structured styles. Pomade, best for a wet, shiny, slick look, giving the hair definition and smoothness. Styling cream, best for controlling flyaway hair and giving shine and control to all hair lengths. Mousse, best for adding volume and thickening fine hair. Serum, best for reducing fizz and providing a silkier texture to the hair. Hairspray, best for locking a style into place, used in moderation to help hold the style. Mud or fibre, best for maximum control with a matte finish, giving texture to short hair and adding separation in longer styles. Sea salt spray, best for a wet, messy beach look, designed to give texture and help to create a groomed yet carefree finish. Tonic, best for helping to style hair without using the heaviness of products. It must be used in moderation to prevent the hair looking a bit greasy. Styling powder, best for creating lift, volume and texture with a matte, natural finish. And I would say out of all the products at the moment in the barber shop, styling powder seems to be the most popular. Aftercare advice. Always explain to your client afterwards how to use it, how to use the right amount of it, and how to style in with it. God, I won't go into how many hair dryers I might have sold guys over the years, showing them how to blow dry their hair properly, how to wash their hair, how to create it, what to use in it, and how to do it. But they're always thankful for this. This is what we are professionals. You've got to remember that. Gone are the days of barbers when we just do quick 10-minute haircuts, leave people with soaking wet hair running out for the next one to get in your conveyor belt. We are now professional hairstylists that we need to take the time with consultation, our cut, our blow dry and our finish and our advice.